Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Hazy here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a pretty small week, but always packed with great stuff to read. Gotta start with the DC guys, because this is Doomsday Clock number 9. Maybe one of the most anticipated books in comics. Tends to run a little late, but always totally worth it. This, along with Heroes in Crisis from last week, and this guy, Batman, comprise 3 of the biggest books in comics. All 3 of these are probably on your list and in your box, or you're probably already in line for at your favorite shop for those 3, or these 2. But if you're not, you want to grab all those issues of Doomsday Clock because they're awesome. You want to grab this latest issue of Batman and every issue that you can get your hands on. DC's just on fire these days. Justice League, another one of the biggest books in comics. Been talking a lot about this title in this video on the podcast. This book is everything that Justice League is supposed to be. All the big heroes, big villains, huge story arcs. Great time to be a Justice League fan. Should always be one of the best books DC does. And like I say, these days it's definitely living up to it. Green Arrow number 50. This is your big double-sized anniversary issue. Lot going on in this title. This book's had a lot of heat behind it. Might be flying under your radar a little bit, but if so, you're going to want to grab this issue and read the big penultimate conclusion and then go back and see how it was we got here. Great stuff. Love me some Green Arrow. And Green Lantern number 5. Wow, can't say enough about this book. Grant Morrison, Liam Sharp. If for some reason you've missed the previous issues, grab that first issue and see what all the buzz is about. That one will suck you in, so you might as well grab 2, 3, 4, and 5 while you're at it. This book is amazing, and much like Justice League, everything that Green Lantern is supposed to be. Kind of outer space cop, great stories, great art. I mean, once I said Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp, that should have been enough for you. Harley Quinn, another one of the biggest characters DC has. Another one of the hottest books they've got going on. This book has been selling out every single issue since the dawn of time, so I hope this one's already on your list. Everybody's always after those B covers. Deathstroke, from the dark side of the DCU. This book has also been a raving hit with the people who are reading it, so if this one's flying under your radar, you're going to want to get up on that one too. If you like Punisher, if you like the edgier stuff, check out some Deathstroke. Curse of the Brimstone, your New Age of Heroes book. Been talking a lot about this stuff like Curse of the Brimstone and Damage and Terrifics. Again, people that are reading them are really digging it, so if that one's not on your list, grab that first issue or grab the first trade and see what all the buzz is about. Female Furies, one of my favorite new titles because that's Big Barda right there on the cover. Everybody knows I'm a big Mr. Miracle, Big Barda fan. You can read more about this one in our newsletter. Love the Female Furies. Suicide Squad, Black Files is one of your other mini-series book of the week. Only one more to go on that one. And Young Justice is your Wonder Comics book of the week. Like this one, the Wonder Twins, Naomi. Brian Michael Bendis is doing a whole lot more than just the super books and all the crime noir and everything else that he does. And The Dreaming is your Sandman Universe Vertigo book of the week. Always encouraging you guys to have a Vertigo book on your list. Great stuff. Good week for the Marvel guys, too. Good time to be a fan of my all-time favorite book, The Avengers. There are 2 Avengers books rolling out right now. This is the main title, where they're taking on the Legion of the Unliving. And this is No Road Home number 4, the second weekly series that they've done in a little while. You love No Surrender because that's where we got the Immortal Hulk. You've been digging this No Road Home. It's weekly, so if you've been absent from your shop for a couple of weeks, you're already pretty behind. You may have already heard about the huge thing that happened in issue number 1. If you haven't, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you're going to want to grab these. Like I said, good time to be an Avengers fan. Good time to be an X-Men fan, too. Been loving the relaunch of Uncanny. Been talking up all the X books lately, like this, like all the Age of X-Man stuff. This is Prisoner X. Super cool. We've still got all those other Age of Next Man stuff in stock. Spinning out from Uncanny number 10. Grab the Black Cat Pack for Uncanny 1 through 10. Then grab 11 and 12, this week's 13. Like I say, good time to be an X fan. Like Domino Hot Shots. I was really surprised how crazy you guys went for the last Domino series. I was caught off guard by how popular this one is. So, again, you're going to want to have this one on your list. Jump in early before it's gone. The Amazing Spider-Man, another book that's been gaining a lot of heat. You'd think this is already top of the pile, but It's been getting even more popular lately, and you know, of course, we love these Black Cat covers around here. Speaking of hot, The Immortal Hulk. There is no Marvel book as ragingly red hot as The Immortal Hulk. My phone rings all the time. The trades are selling. The back issues are all gone. I've been talking up this book from the very beginning because it's a really cool new angle on the Hulk. It's a little bit take on the original Lee Kirby stuff, but with a more sort of horror angle. Really cool, really awesome. It's more than just these great covers. It's a really great title. Pick up that first trade and you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's a triple shot of Star Wars this week. Here's your main title, Star Wars. You know I've been talking about what a great job Marvel's been doing with all this stuff, like the main line, like Age of Republic, the series of one-shots centered around your prequel characters. They've done a whole mess of these. Some of them have already sold out. So if you're a big Star Wars fan like me, you're gonna want to get with the program and grab all these one-shots. Fun stuff. And Vader Dark Visions. Maybe the very best of all of this Marvel Star Wars stuff has been the two different Darth Vader series. I was saying for a long time, you don't have to be a Star Wars fan to enjoy that stuff. You don't have to be a Star Wars fan to enjoy this one. Everybody knows Darth Vader is one of the coolest villains ever made. And like I say, Marvel just does a great, great job with that stuff. Look at him as the Black Knight. Super awesome. Great stuff. Meet the Skrulls. Gets you ready for the big Captain Marvel movie, which is right around the corner. If for some reason you've been under a rock for 100 years and you don't know much about the Skrulls, pick this one up. They're kind of wacky, but kind of cool. Going back to the Secret Invasion stuff, going all the way back to Fantastic Four #2, going back to the Kree Skrull War. Love me some Skrulls. Cosmic Ghost Rider destroys the Marvel Universe. Continues the long history of dark characters destroying the Marvel Universe. You might remember Punisher and a few of the others. Everybody's into the Cosmic Ghost Rider these days. If you don't know who he is, you're going to want to check out that last Thanos series. Fun stuff. Black Order. It's your Guardians of the Galaxy book for the week. And that rounds out your Marvel proper, but these days there's more Marvel to talk about, like Conan the Barbarian. Conan is back at Marvel after a few years at Dark Horse. Great to see him back at Mighty Marvel. There are two titles rolling. There's this one. There's Savage Sword. I hope you've picked up the issues or the reprints because it's all gone, brother. They'll probably do third printings of it, but grab this one before it's gone and grab those two issues of Savage Sword. And Ziggy Pig and Silly Seal is your latest issue of the Marvel history stuff. We talked about the horror books, the war books, the romance books. Now it's the comedy books. Really been encouraging you guys to pick up these one-shots because they're a whole lot of fun, but it's mostly worth it just for the one-page history of Marvel story in the back. This one gives you the history of all their horror comics and funny animal books that they have a long history with. Great stuff. Good week for the Marvel guys, and it's a good week for all the other guys too. Great week for my friends at Dark Horse. This is Black Hammer 45. One of the many Black Hammer books that they've done from Jeff Lemire. If you don't know much about Black Hammer, you're going to want to grab those trade paperbacks. You're going to want to read all about this stuff before the, I don't know if it's Netflix or Hulu or whatever it is, but there's going to be all kinds of Black Hammer rolling out, and you're going to wish you had picked up all this stuff. Really, really great stuff. Kind of takes on different versions of classic comic tropes. Really awesome. And Girl in the Bay. It's your other Dark Horse book for the week. One of the Burger books. We've been talking a lot about the Burger books like Mata Hari and a lot of the other ones that they've done. Olivia Twist. Very, very cool stuff. Sort of different. If you're always looking for something outside the superhero stuff, you should definitely go to Dark Horse and check out all the cool stuff that they do. What a great week for the Image guys. How about some Walking Dead? Whenever the issue rolls out, I'm always encouraging you guys, you trade paperback types, to catch up on your trades and go with the periodicals, especially with a book like Walking Dead, because those climactic cliffhanger endings are always way more exciting in the periodicals than they are in the trades. That one, Deadly Class, you might have heard of it because it's got a TV show. Everybody talking about Deadly Class these days. So if you don't know much about the book, grab that first trade paperback, grab the $1 reprint of the first issue, or just jump into the latest issue because that's always fun. And Paper Girls. It's another one of the huge Image books. Image has 83,000 really huge titles because they do all kinds of cool stuff that's very different from what all the other publishers do. So again, if you're looking for something outside the usual superhero stuff, go to Image, take a look at all their cool stuff, and find the book that's right for you. And what a great week for my friends at Dynamite. This is the $6 Million Man. If you watch the video, if you listen to the podcast, I'm always talking up Dynamite. What a great job they do with their licensed product stuff. $6 Million Man is super awesome. If you're 100 years old like me, you love some Steve Austin. It's always great to see him back in comics. Speaking of great, Kiss, the hottest band in the land. Never miss a chance to talk up these guys. Kiss has a long history of comics. They're much more than a rock band. So if you love Kiss like I do, if you love sci-fi or weird mystical stories, then pick up some Kiss Stardust, because that's always fun. Blossom 666 is your Archie book for the week. You know, I've been talking up the amazing stuff they've been doing with their horror line, like Afterlife, like Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Jughead the Hunger, Vampironica. Now we got Blossom 666. If you watch Riverdale and you see how creepy the twins are, they're even creepier in this one. Great stuff. Great time for Archie Comics. Robotech is your Titan book of the week, because you guys love giant robots. And Soulfire has a new one from Aspen. Love talking up the Aspen comics. Really appreciate that these guys have done an absolutely amazing job of keeping Michael Turner's legacy going. Fathom, Soulfire, all the other great stuff that they do. It's your first issue jump-in point. What a great week for all ages too. How about some Frozen? If I stand here long enough, you'll start hearing the song. Don't make me sing it. Marvel Superhero Adventures. A couple of different companies, Marvel and IDW, are doing a bunch of different Marvel stuff for the all-ages crowd. If you got a young reader, or if you're just looking for something light and fun, check out a lot of the different super cool all-ages stuff that they've been doing, like Marvel Superhero Adventures. And My Little Pony. It's number 75. Yes, 75 issues of My Little Pony. This is the main series. As you probably know, there are a couple others. You know you love the ponies. This one's supersized and a little pricey, but with the cool cardstock cover and the whole gang in the wraparound, it's totally worth it. You'll love some My Little Pony. Last but not least, got a whole big wall of the classics up here for you. You know it's convention season. Last weekend we were at the toy show. We'll be heading out to Seattle next weekend. We'll be down at WonderCon at the end of the month, bringing in all kinds of the cool vintage comics. So make sure you keep checking the back wall, because I'm swapping them out all the time. Keep up with the Shopify store at blackcatcomics.com, black-cat-comics.com, because we're putting up new stuff, cool stuff all the time. So like I say, it's convention season, so keep an eye out. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at black-cat-comics.com. Check out the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. Check out the podcast at soundcloud.com. Or just get on down here to the good old brick and mortar in Rock and Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.